Welcome back to Cooking with Cookie. Today we're going to do indoor tri-tip. So why would you do indoor tri-tip, right? Well, if you live in an apartment and you don't have a grill or you can't or whatever, this is an easy way to do tri-tip, and it's almost as good as something that's going to come off a smoker. So we're going to go for it today. Hit the like and comment button. We're really interested to hear what you got to say. This is first part of a two-part series. The first one is cooking the tri-tip. The next one is the tri-tip sandwich, the coup de grace. All right, so with that, we'll get into it. Okay. All right, so we got a choice tri-tip. This is not a very big one. This one is exactly 3 pounds, right? So pull it out of the vacuum seal. I like to use a skillet or a cookie sheet or whatever to do this on. Just makes cleanup a little easier for me because I don't do dishes, but it is expected that I wipe down countertops. So we're gonna pat it dry, right? Flip it over. You can see this has a pretty decent fat cap. Again, I'm not gonna trim the fat cap off. This is a trimmed tri-tip already, and that fat adds a little flavor. So I was at a farmer's market not that long ago, and I ran into a guy doing hot sauce, and I don't know if you noticed, but I really dig hot stuff. So this hot sauce was unique to me because it's not made with vinegar, it's made with kombucha. So this is called Down to Ferment. I told him I'd give him a shout out, so downtoferment.com. Check it out. It's kombucha based. Hot sauce is not vinegar based. Requires refrigeration, but very, very unique flavor. This one is a chipotle flavor, so unlike most tri-tips, I'm going to rub this down with the chipotle hot sauce, and then I'm going to add my Santa Maria style tri-tip seasoning. So with that, pour it on here. Don't need a lot. That might look like a lot. I guess it is a lot, but I'm going to rub it in. Okay. And if I wasn't using the hot sauce, I would be using olive oil or something like that, just to help the seasoning stick. Get a good coat on there, all right? And don't be shy with the seasoning, all right? Good coat. That's why I'm using the skillet or the cookie sheet. Good coat. We're going to flip it over. All right, now we're going to vacuum seal it. Okay, so when I vacuum seal these, I have this food saver. I had it for like 15 years. As long as you don't let moisture get into the actual motor, they'll last a while. This one's on its last legs, but I keep using it because it hasn't broke completely yet. So it's okay to use too much bag, not enough to use not enough bag, right? Because if you don't have enough bag, it won't seal. And if it won't seal, you're just gonna cut another bag. It's important with any vacuum sealer that you ensure that there's a good seal. I run the seal process twice when I make a bag. Throw the tri-tip in. Let me wash my hands. Because I'm going to make gravy, I'm going to add a little liquid to this, right? We are going to add a little olive oil. Okay, if you've watched the show before, you know when we sous vide meat, olive oil is my chosen liquid. Some people throw butter in, so you know, a steak like this, butter, and ooh, the gravy would be phenomenal. I'm too fat to put butter in my meat, so we're gonna use olive oil. Okay, because it's an older machine, I'm gonna seal it twice. And I'm going to check it before I throw it in the water bath, because if it's not completely sealed, what you'll end up with is water in the bag and juice in the water, and neither one of those is a good situation. So we check it, look, make sure there's there's an opening there. So we'll throw it in and seal it up again. Believe me, I've ruined more than one roast or steak or chicken, whatever, because I didn't check the seal. So I'd like to say I've always been this thorough, but I'd be lying, and I don't like to do that. Okay, good seal. Water bath at 130. I'm going to drop it in the water bath. Make sure the meat is completely submerged in the water. In 1 to 3 hours, you come back and pull that out, and then we'll sear it up and let it rest and cut it up and make some sandwiches. So sous vide's been cooking for 1 to 3 hours, temperature 130 degrees, and what we're after is this right here. All right, this is our cooked tri-tip. Now we could eat this just the way it is, but we're not going to. Okay, we're gonna take the sous vide out. We're gonna pat it dry, and then we're gonna put it in our cast iron skillet. So for the cast iron skillet, we're gonna sear this up really good. A little bit of olive oil and the heat. We're gonna reserve all the juice in here, and we're gonna make some gravy too. It's gonna be dynamite. So whenever you sous vide meat, I'm a big fan of patting it dry. Does a couple of things. One, it just makes it clean up so much easier because it's not splattering everywhere when you put it in the hot oil. Like I mentioned, we're going to keep this, pour this in here. We're going to fill that up to 2 cups. We're going to make 2 cups of gravy. They're going to be awesome on the sandwich. Some people say you got to have a dish towel to do this pat the meat down. I don't believe that. Paper towel works. I'm gonna pat it down, flip it over. It's also a good idea to let it rest for a few minutes before you throw it into the grill, or I'm sorry, onto the skillet. So we're gonna let it rest here a few minutes. So while I do that, I'm gonna get this up to 2 cups, and then we're gonna get the gravy going. So we're gonna put the tri-tip into the cast iron skillet. 30-45 seconds each side. I start with the fat cap down. You can do it either way. I like to sear the fat cap. This is a trim tri-tip, so there's not a whole lot of fat left. So this process with the sous vide being at 130 we did it for 2 hours, but with it being at 130, internal temperature of the meat is between 125 and 130. Rule of thumb for sous vide, every inch thickness is a half hour of time. This is about 1.5 inches, but like I said, 1 to 3 hours is good, especially since we're going to sear it up. So once we pull it from the pan, we're going to put it back on our cutting board. We're going to let it rest for 10 minutes before we cut it up. All right, roast back. All right, so I said we're going to make some gravy, so let's make some gravy. I got, you can use, packet brown gravy mix. I use the, the big jug because we use a lot of gravy here. This is 6 tablespoons, goes right in the pan. And then we whisk in the 2 cups of water. A lot of the packets say put the gravy into the water. This one, the McCormick, says put the water into the gravy. Does it matter? I don't know. Bring it to a boil. Whisk it in there real good. Takes a couple minutes maybe to bring it to a boil. It is not required to stir continuously until the gravy boils. I just do it to keep myself occupied. Okay, so while that's coming to a boil, we're gonna cut our tri-tip. Very important that you cut across the grain. If you cut with the grain, it's gonna be tough, even if you did it right. So we're gonna cut across the grain, right? And again, I got fat cap up. I'll show you the difference when we cut. We'll start with fat cap down. When you have the cap down like this, it makes it a little easier to see the grain. See the grain coming across here? So I don't want to cut this way. I want to cut this way, just to get across that grain. I cut it thinner than most people because, like I said, I'm making sandwiches. I'm not serving steaks. If the tri-tip was just going to go as, you know, the meat course of a meal, I'd probably cook them closer to 3/4, maybe even an inch thick. These are about a 1/2 inch thick. They're going to make really good sandwich slices. So there you have it. That's our Sous Vide indoor tri-tip. Give it a shot. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Looking forward to hearing what you have to say. And let us know what you want to see. We're dying to hear it. All right? Thanks and have a great day. We'll see you next time on Cook with Cookie. Really hope you went and watched the tri-tip video. And now, like I said, we're going to assemble the sandwiches. So what I do, I get some sourdough French. That's one of my favorites. There's no reason to skimp. Use good bread. Bread is the transport. Heard that somewhere before. Right. Take a loaf like that, cut it into thirds. I don't cut it all the way through. You can make, you know, the standard stack. Okay, so we used hot sauce on our rub. We're going to add just a little, not much. It's not a spread, right? We're just a little bit, just to get the flavor. That's it, right? We're going to take some tri-tip. We're just going to lay it in here. Like so. Right? And then we're going to take our gravy. And we're going to add it right there. Now, if you watched the show before, you know we love tater tots. So if you had some of the gourmet tater tots that we made before, that would be a perfect addition to this sandwich right here. So let me put the rest of these together, and then it's time for us to enjoy our tri-tip sandwiches. I know this one was super short, but again, hit the like and subscribe button, and come see us again next time. Thanks for joining us at Cooking with Cookie.